How many ways are there to walk from A to B on the paths shown in the map below if you can only move west and north? Okay, we got north marked here. West obviously would be this way. Okay, so um, let's take a closer look at this. I'm going to scroll down and then make this thing bigger so we can look at it a little closer. Alright, so I'll get rid of my west arrow. Alright, let's start at A, right? We need to start at A. And now we start here, and we can either go here to this intersection, or we can come down here to this intersection, okay? And there's only one way to get to each of those spots, okay? If we want to get to this intersection, we have to go through, go this path. And if we want to get to this intersection, we have to go on this path, okay? So, let's keep doing that. Let's just keep looking at the intersections and figure out how many ways we can get to that next intersection. For example, if we look down here, we're going west just a little further. There's still only one way we could have gotten there. We would have had to take, we would have had to go through this intersection. Okay, so there's only one way to get to this intersection. The other place we could have gone would be here, and there's actually two ways we could have gotten there. We could have come up from the south, or we could have come from the east. Okay, so there's actually two ways to get to that intersection. Okay, so we can always just look at the previous intersection and figure out how many ways there are to get to that intersection. Okay, so let's just keep going. Actually, along this edge down here on the south side of this map, there's only one way to get to any of these intersections. Okay, because you have to go along the south, and you can't go east or south. You can only go west and north, so that means that there's only one way to get to any of those intersections. Okay, so let's take a look up here at this intersection. Now, the only way we could have gotten there would be to come up from the south, and there were two ways to get there, so there's still only two ways to get there. Okay, you either have to go up and then left and then up, or you go left and then up, up. Okay, so those are the two ways to get there. Alright, let's look at this intersection. There was one way to get to this intersection and two ways to get to this intersection, and we had to have come from one of those two other intersections, either here or here. Okay, so that means there's a total of 3 ways that we could get to this intersection. Okay, so basically we're looking back at the previous intersections and adding them. Okay. Alright, so how about this intersection? There were 2 ways to get here, and there were 3 ways to get here, so there are a total of 5 ways to get there. Okay. This intersection, there was 1 way to get here, 3 ways to get here, so there's a total of 4 ways to get here. Okay. Now here, again, there's only one way, once we get to this intersection, there's only one way to get to this intersection. Okay. And this is the only intersection that will get us to this point. We have to go through this intersection in order to get to this point. So there's still only 5 ways to get here. Okay? And if we want to get to this intersection, we've got 9 different ways to go there. We can get here 5 different ways, and here 4 different ways. So there's a total of 9 ways to get here. Okay? There's a total of 5 ways to get here. You either have to come from here or here. So 1 plus 4 is 5. Alright, let's keep going. For this intersection right here, there's 5 ways to get here, 9 ways to get here, so we have a total of 14 ways to get to that intersection. And here, we had to come through this intersection or this intersection, and there are a total of 14 ways to get there. Okay? And then there are 6 ways to get here. See, this is 1 coming through this intersection or that intersection, and so we have a total of 6 ways. In this intersection here, we got 7, right? 6 ways to get here, plus 1 way to get here. You had to come from one of those 2 previous intersections, so there you go, 7. Alright, let's keep doing this. This one's 14. Okay. This one is 14 plus 14, which is 28. So 28 ways to get there. 6 and 14 is 20. 20 ways to get here. Alright, so this intersection, there's 28 ways to get here, 14 ways to get here, so we have a total of 42. 20 ways to get here, 28 ways to get here, so we have a total of 48. 20 ways to get here, 7 ways to get here, so here we have 27 ways. Let's see, we have 27 and 48, that makes this one 75. Here we have 48 and 42, so that gives us 90 ways to get here. This one is still 42 because there's only one way. Once you get to this intersection, there's only one way to get to that intersection. Alright, we have 90 and 42 is 132. 75 and 90 gives us 165. And then finally, now we're at B. So we had 165 ways to get here, 132 ways to get there, so we have a total of 297 ways to get to B, okay, starting at A. So that's our answer. The answer is there are 297 ways to go from A to B along the paths. There you go.